Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, it's better late than never. Big shout out to the stream. We are over here on the global side of the game, taking on Treasure Map Stussy with our playthrough video. Like I said, better late than never, right? Big shout out to stream, as I mentioned. We will be streaming this treasure map, as you can tell. We're going a little bit hard this treasure map. Big shout out to my boy Sim, Blood Pact. Going for top 100. I don't know if we'll make the top 100, but we're going to give it a red hot crack. At the moment, we're sitting pretty well. We're going to be streaming for a little bit longer. And then on Saturday, we'll be doing a big stream. So if you guys want to check out that stream, hit the bell notification to make sure that you get notified whenever I post my stuff and whenever I am streaming over here on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you are enjoying the video, make sure to belt the like button. And like Creepy said in the chat, make sure to subscribe as well. Hit that big red subscribe button. But with that said, let's dive in. Now, my teams have changed drastically since the playthrough video. Those playthrough teams are sort of just to get you guys to around that 10 million mark, and then you're good to go. And as you guys know, I do like to build my teams around speed. Getting through the content as quickly as possible, and spending as little time on the map. And especially because I'm ranking, going for top 100, means that I do want to sort of get through this as quickly as possible. And get like as many points as I can, meaning get to those high nav levels, so my final teams can do a lot of damage and get a lot of points for me. Now, if you guys haven't checked out my summoning video, make sure to go check out that video. I'll try and remember to leave a little card at the top of this video. Link will be in the description though, definitely link in the description. Go check out that summoning video, because we did pick up quite a bit of, like, there's a lot of new units, and you're going to see a lot of new units in this. A couple we pulled off screen, and do I think it was a good idea? Definitely not. Do I regret it? Definitely not. So, I guess your boy's back, right? He's summoning it on global. It is what it is. So, let's take on Vivi as our interrupt first. Vivi's coming at us. And as you guys will see here, we do have all three of the boosters. So, if you didn't check out the summoning video, you will not know that. Make sure to go check that out. But you'll also notice a funny little captain we've got. We actually managed to pull Reiju. I did a second multi on the part 3 banner. We actually managed to pick up Reiju. So, this treasure map has been a lot easier. This is the team I'm using. It's a full boosted team. Bar using Vivi. We are using Bello Betty instead. So let's dive in. Now, on the first stage, you get your Cerebrals, Free Spirits, and Powerhouse characters cooldown, because obviously Vivi and Reiju are the newest units, and that's the classes that they boost. Obviously. On stage 2, we come up against Alvita. She is going to give us a full board of Block Orbs, 5 turns of attack down, and that's pretty much about it. So that's where Alvita's really, really good. Not Alvita. Hina, she can remove the attack down, but you can also use something like Koala or Rockstar. Those characters work really, really well too. We're then going to use Bello Betty here just so we get the 3 turns of the chain boost. That's basically all I'm using her here for. And then we're going to rotate those Block Orbs thanks to Markino. Markino's really good at rotating his Block Orbs. And because we don't really need the Reiju Paralysis yet, we are going to use Reiju Special here just to make this stage a little bit quicker. Super nice. Now, if you guys don't have Markino, just bring another Block Orb Manipulator. I think in my playthrough video, I had Queen. The Queen was the character that I was... Sorry, King. What I was rocking. King and Queen work great here because they can be hybrided up with the Reiju. Reiju's really, really good for this fight because you get 10 turns of paralysis on your left-hand side. If you have something like Tashigi, though, Tashigi's great at giving you the cooldowns. That way you can remove the blind as well. But if you have something like Koala, the new Koala, she's another very good character for this particular stage too. I'm going to pop the super typing of Reiju and my other Hina special just to give myself enough damage here, and that way we can just easily take out Vivi. No issues whatsoever thanks to our 3 int units on the right-hand side. That's the Vivi fight. Pretty straightforward for me. And this particular team with a friend, Hina, should work for a little while. Once it sort of starts to get a bit tricky, I will bring like a friend Reiju or a friend Vivi. That way I just have a better orb booster and I can just like pop like super typings galore, as I am running a full cerebral based team. Let's move on to the fight against Hina now, as we did roll 2, which is always good. I am trying to fight as many mini bosses along the way, and it works really nicely. Now, this is another character you guys haven't seen me summon. I did a couple of multis on the PvP banner, and we picked up Kizaru. Funny enough, we got Kizaru. Shout out to Kizaru. He's a pretty exclusive legend. I'm a big fan of this Kizaru. Mainly for speed farming teams, but this is my team against Hina. The big character that you want to use here is Sabo 6+. That's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. As I mentioned, Sabo 6+ is absolutely god tier for this because there is a revive mechanic and you can actually apply the burn. And with the burn, when Hina actually revives, she basically just dies. For the first 2 turns, we are just going to speed blitz our way through them. Just speed tapping here. That's a downside as well. Kizaru doesn't do too much damage if you don't have a matching orb. which kind of sucks. But once you hit turn 3, we are going to use Daifuku. Now, if you don't know, Daifuku is a really, really good treasure map unit because he has a very fast wave clear. He's on a 5-turn cooldown if you limit break expand him as well, which is really nice for stage 3 and stage 4. If you do slide him in on a team. Once we hit the final boss stage against Hina, she's going to give our bottom and middle row paralysis for 5 turns and 5 turns of despair. This is where utilizing Kid is really cool because you can actually use Kid and with the support of Luffy, remove the despair and 2 turns of the paralysis, and then you get an orb boost and a color affinity buff. You can finish it off with Sabo here, and then you can just sort of attack with your Kizaras and you're good to go. On the revive, Sabo's burn is going to kill for a very long time, and when it stops killing, you just like pop some specials and you'll be fine. So it works really, really nice. You can use Sabo as your captain, like, and that way you'll be Gucci. Bring someone to get around paralysis. The what's it called? The Jack, the 5+ Jack is really good for this stage as well if you are missing some, if you need someone for paralysis. Otherwise, if you saw what I'm doing there, if I verse Hina on the final stage, I actually have the Shinobu special for 3 turns of paralysis and then the support of Luffy to get around the other 2. So it'll work quite nicely. This team just works really, really well. And it's actually quite fast as well. Yo, shout out to my boy One Upon for saying Daifuku will not be needed after the update. Incorrect, because you can just use Daifuku on turn 1 and then use him on turn 2 and then you're straight at the boss fight. Very, very easy. 5-turn cooldown means you start with his special if you are using the right captains, like Kizaru, giving you 2 turns of cooldown. Big shout out to you for the info though, my friend. Alright, let's go straight through the middle because that's where the mini-boss fights are. Just taking on the mini-bosses on the map just makes things a lot quicker. Besides the bonus map, I just try and go straight through the middle every single time. Coming up against Perona. Against Perona, we are using Double King now. Double King works really, really well. And the idea here is we are going to use Kaido. So Kaido with the support of Caesar. But if you don't have that Caesar support, you can easily just put Fuji and Akainu on this particular team. And you will be good to go there. Fuji and Akainu switchability are great to get around resilience, and that's the big thing here. Now, you do want to try and have... I think I took it off. Did I actually take it off? Oh, I think I took it off accidentally. So you do want to have a support on... Is it there? I took it off. I do want the support of... I was using the support of... I was trying to make this team actually a little bit quicker. So I'm actually just going to have to tap here. Ideally, you would just use the other Vista special, but look, it is what it is. If you have like the buggy support on Vista, then you would actually get an attack boost, and you can auto trigger King, and it works really nicely. Otherwise, you can just bring a friend Queen if you have if you have friend Queens as well. That's another option. But ideally, you want to try and trigger King, so that way you get the cooldown for Rockstar. Once you get to the final stage with Rockstar, you can use his special to get around the barrier and the attack down. You can then pop Kaido, and if you have the Caesar support to give the poison for 1 turn as well as the conditional, you can actually just single tap, or the 99 turn, sorry. You can just single tap with Kaido, and he does so much damage. And then you get through the resilience. As I mentioned though, if you don't have Caesar, just bring Fuji Akainu in that spot where Orochi is. He's just there to bring Fuji Akainu. That'll work fine. Use their switch ability, and you'll be able to go from there. But no, wave clearers, they're always going to hold viability. Even with the new update, they're definitely going to hold viability, as they still make things a lot quicker. On my Japan version that I have been playing alongside this, as the treasure maps are in tandem, utilizing a wave clearer for 2 stages on the first and the second stage, it still makes life a lot quicker. It just means you only have to bring 1 wave clearer instead of bringing like 2 or sometimes 3 for certain fights. I always like to just bring 1 that has like double special, and it works quite well. On the Markano fight now, Markano on the map, you can still double buggy strat, but I always like to use double super type Luffy, the free to play Luffy. It actually works really, really nicely as long as you have a Straw Hat on the crew. And the Straw Hat that I tend to use no matter what is Zoro. The treasure map Zoro works amazingly well. And for this particular fight, he works extra well because he can remove Threshold, which is what you need to get around on the final stage. Just single tap on the first stage. Then you can pop the super typings to wave clear. Then you can use Zoro to wave clear on the what's it called? Use the super type to wave clear, and then you can use the double special of Zoro. Pop that special there, and then you can pop the Zoro special on the final turn to get around Threshold. Another character that's really good is the Sea Monster. He's actually boosted if you want to use him, but then you kind of need to use the Mr. 3 support and stuff like that, and using Zoro just does a lot of damage, and then you can just like single tap with Luffy, and you can actually kill really, really easily. All you have to do is get around 2 turns of Threshold here. It's pretty straightforward. She is the easiest of the fights, and if you get her along the map, you can double buggy her if you want to dupe those drops. Big shout out to my boy Pyroman in chat. He is saying that it's an important message. If you get your hands on PvP Hody, you can actually use him in this treasure map. I'm about to explain where I plan on using that Hody. As the final team, I actually have a Hody in spot. And big shout out to my boy Ashanti for actually putting this next team together. So there is only one mini boss that we haven't fought yet. That is against Tashigi. And this is the team we are using. We're using double Moria. And as you can see, we've actually got Hody on this team. Once you get the PvP Hody, slide PvP Hody in. Because the only reason he's here is for the Vanderdecken support. So that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. Now this team is fun. Real fun. On the final stage, as we are seeing it here, it can be a bit hit or miss, but the damage output that it does provide is actually very, very nice. It is a complete wave clear team. You can use the super typings of Hody to just, not Hody, of Moria to get through these first 2 stages. Then you can use the Caesar special. He has double special activation, so you can pop that twice. And then with the support of Odin on Whitebeard, you can actually get cooldown on Whitebeard, and then thanks to Enel doing a lot more damage, you can actually get 2 turns of cooldown there, which actually works really, really nicely. Hody will actually give you color affinity, the Pirate Rumble one, so that gives you even more damage with this particular team. But as you can see, as long as you get a Wano Orb on your Whitebeard, you will be absolutely fine. You can pop this Eneru special to do a bunch of damage, and on the map, this basically kills. Like, if you have a good support, like a Kainu or Roger, that will actually kill. Otherwise, Whitebeard does a huge wave, like, HP cut, and then from there, we can just sort of attack with Whitebeard. If he gets that Wano Orb from Odin, it is basically over. Otherwise, you have Hody. He'll give color affinity, the Pirate Rumble one, and that way you can do a lot of damage with your characters. You can even run, like, the Zunishos ship. That should work, as Enel gives 2 turns of cooldowns as well. So, that should work absolutely fine, and then T&D Orbs are matching as well. So, that team's awesome. Big shout out to the God, the #1 treasure map player among us, Ashanti. Thank you for the help, my friend. That team is awesome. On to the final team. We're literally just running the same team that we saw in the ambush, which is really nice for this treasure map, to be honest, because it means I don't have to think, and if I stuff up, I'm using the same team. It's so good. I have stuffed up twice, though, which means that I have lost 4 nav levels, and when I was testing this team before, like these teams before I had Reiju, I actually lost my first 2 runs. Like, it was very frustrating. So, what that means is your boy should be on about 6 nav levels higher than what he actually is. But, look, I ain't the captain of the Spoon Pirates for no reason, right? Like, it's where we out here, boys. We out here. On stage 4, we come up against Nami. Now, Nami gives us Despair. She has 5 turns of defense up, and this is where Markano is very, very good. I always like to pop Bello Betty special first. That way we can actually get a chain buff as well. Then we can use the Markano to give ourselves a full board of orbs. And then we have those orbs locked, so that way we can take them into the next stage. We're going to use our Hina special, or our friend Captain Hina, because we get special binded. And we're also going to use our Reiju special, because we also get special binded there as well. So that way we don't have to worry about that. And then we can just attack here. We should be able to kill, as we have like an attack boost, color affinity, chain boost. We just do a lot of damage. Let's just do a lot of damage. Once we hit the final stage against Stussy, this is where Vivi shines, because our captains get 10 turns of special bind. With this team, it really doesn't matter, because we've already used those specials. We have the super typing, so we get an orb boost of Reiju, and then we can remove the damage reduction with Tashigi, and then we can remove the threshold with Hina. Now, other characters that are really good here are the Kazuna Brook and the Treasure Map Zoro. Both of them are free spirit characters. They do work very well under a Vivi friend captain. And the free-to-play Rebecca works amazingly as a captain for this particular fight. You can build a free spirit team, bring a friend Vivi, and you will be absolutely hunky-dory. You should be able to get around everything there, as the Rebecca also removes defense up on the previous turn. And then you can just use like the Sanji support on Zoro to remove the Despair as well. And it'll work absolutely fine, and most of that is free-to-play or uses rare recruits that are quite old. But that's the playthrough video. As I mentioned, guys, it is better late than never. We are running like nav level 50 plus. So this particular fights are a lot harder than what you would have seen from my treasure map prep. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me if you are new to the channel too. Hit that big red subscribe button. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's